It's about 151 for one in 25 overs. What's the score projection looking like?
It's 162 for one now. I had predicted 350 plus. It looks to me like it can easily go up to 400, 375, 380.
We
Like
would,
the way both Shubman and Virat Kohli are batting, it seems that they're really bossing around. And I don't see that kind of depth in the Sri Lankan bowling attack or the penetration to make any impact whatsoever at this stage. Both of them are in
and
very good form and they can continue like this. They can always accelerate in
and
the
and
end.
and those two dropped catches Sri Lanka is going to do.
Yeah,
Both,
that also happened very early in the innings. Shubman Gill was, I think, on naught or maybe 4 or 5, and then
yeah,
Virat
Kohli was on
Kohli
10.
on
Yeah.
10. First, it was Shubman Gill, up his drive, dropped by Asalanka at cover, and then in the next over of Chamira, a difficult cotton bowl chance came into his left hand, was almost grabbed it, but then when he landed, that's when the ball spilled out of his hand. So yes, lucky break for both of them, but they have capitalized.
And it wasn't really a very smooth start for Virat Kohli. He got beaten a few times in the beginning, but after he was dropped, he grew in confidence. And right now, it looks
Yes,
like
it also because the wicket to me looked very dry in this Wankhede surface. So initially, I think both Shubman and Virat had some issues in trying to adjust to the bounce or the pace of the wicket. But I think once they got a hang of it after being there for about 4 to 5 overs, it became quite easy for them. But now I think they're enjoying the kind of patience they showed right at the beginning, and now they've accelerated at the right time.
Virat Kohli on 82 of 78 balls as we speak. The 100
So
number 49. I mean, we've been jinxing it
yeah,
for a while.
it's there, Rika. It's for him. Also, I think he has accelerated after getting to his half century. He's got these boundary in almost every over, and there's always this shade of arrogance, this imperious kind of an attitude from Virat Kohli once
That
he
straight
settles.
drive from
Yeah,
Madhu
yeah.
Shanaka, and in the same over, the cover drive that
And he starts
Shubman.
to dictate the entire proceeding so easily and this is the risk-free kind of an innings from Virat Kohli once again. I think the template which he has, the way he constructs his innings, it is so enjoyable to watch, and you know that once he's settled, it is very difficult to remove him.
Mhm. And you're saying it looks like a 400 score
Yeah,
that
from
we
here
are.
halfway mark, you're about 170, 180 on board. You can easily get to about 400. You have Shreyas Iyer to come in, then you have Surya Kumar Yadav. Jadeja can bat quite well in the end. So we do have some powerful strikers to come.
And Sri Lankan, when we talk about Sri Lankan bowling, it just looks pedestrian and toothless.
Ye- Yes, Rika. I mean, that would be an understatement. I would look at it like
I
that.
mean, you were saying
Except
club
for
cricket.
except for Madhushanka, there is no other seam bowler who looked like taking a wicket. Chamira initially 2 3 overs,
He
I think he
created
bowled. Yeah,
chance, but
created
then
some chance, but to create chance, it is also important to have the sustained pressure on the batter. If you bowl one good delivery on the next 2 3 deliveries, you go for runs, then it does not have that kind of an impact. And I think that is what has happened with the Sri Lankan bowling attack. I mean, look at Thikshana, their prime bowler. I think in about 3.5 overs, he already considered about 30 odd runs. And he bowled in 1 over, he bowled two short deliveries, one to Virat, one to Shubman Gill, outside the off stump. Easy runs for both the Indian batters. Then, a couple of deliveries down the leg side, same with the pace bowler. Brought in Rajita first over. I think he considered about 10 to 12 runs. So the pressure that is needed to extract a wicket, that is not there at all.
Shubman Gill getting his 11th ODI half
He's my X factor.
century. He is your X factor. You've been talking about him in the
Yeah,
pre-show
there's a
as
second
well
half century in this
in
World
the
Cup.
World Cup.
It is
Yeah.
quite strange that after getting that half century, he hasn't got runs on board. He had accumulated only about 100. This is such a great opportunity for him to not only get to his 100 but get a big score. I think that is, and Shubman is capable of doing that.
Tell us a little bit about how he is looking. And I mean, of course, when Shubman Gill plays, it's. I mean, he's been compared to Roger Federer. It's rhythmic, but today, after a dry spell, how he's kind of started off.
Um, so I think we'll talk about this innings of Shubman, Rika, but I just want to dwell on this. Now, India has been blessed. So first we had Mr. Gavaskar, then we had Mr. Sachin Tendulkar, now we have Virat Kohli, and I think the next gen or the next
Big
future
thing.
star, big thing has to be Shubman Gill. That's the kind of trait which he has, temperament wise, technique wise, skill set wise, multi format player, knows how to work on his game, knows how to improve on his batting skill. And we saw that difference in his strike rate from one IPL season to the other IPL
True.
season, from 100, he has immediately shot to 130, 140, which shows that he understands the demands of modern day cricket and is trying to adapt to that.
And he's one of the 4 or 5 players who've scored 1,000 runs in this
Yeah,
calendar
and
year.
also I think in a format like this or in a test match, he also plays risk-free cricket. So I think he's learning a lot from Virat Kohli. And the way Virat kind of at times you get the impression that he's really pampering him because Virat also understands that this guy is
The
special.
next gen,
Yeah. So
yeah.
today once again I think Shubman um, he took his time, which is good in a way. I think he played about 8 to 10 deliveries and he wasn't even off the mark. So he remained calm. He knew that if he can spend some more time with the wicket, he can always get runs. And player like Shubman Gill, they they quite easily can figure it out. Like today, I'm in good form, although I haven't put runs on board. But if I spend some more time at the wicket, I can always get my flow back and I can score runs easily. So I think that's how you construct your innings before you go into bat in your mind, and then you have to go out and execute your plans. That's what Shubman has done today.
Shubman and Virat Kohli by now have notched up 160 runs between them. Also, Sabah, the other thing I wanted to discuss with you is his short ball, is his tactic against short balls. The way he handles shot. Of course, he has that height, he's pretty tall. But, as against some of the other colleagues that he has, tell us a little bit about his technique.
That's a very unique ability which he has. He actually plays off the front foot, whether it is on the offside or on the onside. Onside, there are several players like Rohit Sharma, for instance. They only transfer the weight and they whack the ball on the onside. And generally, when they play the pull shot, if it is the ball is coming to your body, then they try and play front or square, which means that you're picking the length and the ball very early. So Shubman has that. In addition, even on the offside, whenever he tries to play anything on the offside or square on the off stump, then he plays off the front foot. And that is because he's got very quick hand speed. So off the front foot, he can always play those squarish shots, which very few in this generation can do that.
And why would you say so? Very few of this
I think maybe he
generation
has been brought up
that way.
by practicing on those conditions. Generally, if you play on hard surface, on cement-like wicket, you tend to get that kind of ability, where you have to use your hands in a quick manner, so that you are kind of whipping the ball away instead of trying to actually play a shot. So that's what he does. He has a very very strong forearms, and plus the bat speed is very high.
We are 170 for one in 27.4 overs. We've also spoken about Shreyas Iyer in the pre-show. It'll be a good opportunity if at all he gets to bat today, right? Because all the others have been getting runs, so maybe that'll certain confidence is going to rub onto him, and he'll.
True, Rika, and especially in these conditions when you know that you can take your time, there is no pressure on a batter like Shreyas Iyer to immediately try and play the big shots. Even again, the short pitch delivery, he can leave those deliveries. There'll be other bowlers operating from the other end against whom he can strike. And he's such a enjoyable player to watch. He has most of the shots in the cricketing book, and he can play all those. So if he can exercise some patience, can spend some time at the wicket, and this is his home ground. You can always expect Shreyas Iyer to come good today. Yeah,
And
but you're right. You are right. I think this is if he
the
gets an opportunity,
perfect
this will be.
opportunity for him. Well, the other player, home ground and lots of expectations, Rohit Sharma. But would you say that this also perfectly blends into the whole law of average conversation? That because he's been so good during the tournament
Yeah.
that
But he would be happy to note that the others are following his brand of cricket and his template. I think that is very heartening for Rohit Sharma. He got to a good delivery though. The previous delivery came in and he played that on the onside. He wasn't expecting this one to shape away from him, and that was the away going delivery from the left arm seam Madhushamka. So I think that is why he was beaten. He got into a very good position, but he was unable to pick the line of the delivery from Madhushamka. So I think he will go back and say, "Well, I got to a good delivery."
cricket fans like me, we want to talk about a little bit about the past and draw references. 1996 World Cup. Ramesh Kalavitarna and Jayasurya came with a template, which
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
world followed later.
Yeah.
Pinch hitting. Do you think if India goes on to win the World Cup, Rohit Sharma's template will sort of kind of revolutionize one day cricket that way? And
I
because
think
we're talking about this format at a time when the format itself is in a jeopardy. So
Rika, I've been talking about this for the past 2.5 years. And I think before the last year World Cup T20, I had mentioned this that India is 1 or 2 years behind the demands of T20 cricket at that time. And if you recall against in Australia in the last World Cup T20, India had started off on an aggressive manner because of Rohit Sharma. I don't know for what unforeseen reason we changed our template and eventually we succumbed
to England,
to
yes.
England. I really hope that India should continue in the same way. So whoever goes on to win this World Cup, it will be based on this aggressive approach with this brand of cricket. Whether it is Rohit Sharma, whether it is South Africa, whether it is New Zealand, whether it is Australia. On tracks like this, where the ball is not seaming around, you need to apply pressure on the bowling side. And when you are bowling, it's very important to have 5 frontline wicket-taking bowlers in your side. Otherwise, a team will struggle in a tournament like this. So I think
Yeah.
in that sense, India has got all the bases covered. In batting, with this kind of an approach, the kind of batters they have, why is it that Rohit Sharma has insisted on Surya Kumar Yadav in the 11 or in the 15? Why is it that Rohit Sharma wants Hardik Pandya in the team or Ravindra Jadeja at number 7 or Shreyas Iyer at number 4? Because all of them play aggressive cricket. Virat Kohli is the sole exception because he's aggressive, but he's in a very constructive manner. His innings have always been very
Controlled
structured.
aggression,
Yes.
yes.
But the others in the side, they're all aggressive players. So he encourages that kind of brand.
So tell me something. If when Hardik Pandya comes back eventually, maybe 2 matches from now, do you see Surya Kumar still retaining his spot?
I have my doubts. It depends on Shreyas Iyer form, but I would still feel that Rohit will persist with
Fresh.
Shreyas Iyer because he has immense faith in him, and he's been a reliable number 4 batter for India for the past 2 years in one-day cricket. So why change him now? And he's in good form. Although I understand that the pace bowlers will target him, but now it's up to Shreyas Iyer to figure that out, and that's what the challenge is at the international level. Unfortunately, once Hardik Pandya is back, then I feel that Sky will have to sit out. Also, the position.
Right.
The position.
The position, yeah. India, so far as India is concerned, the way they are in this World Cup and the way they have played, any real challenge you see?
We were discussing this off air, isn't it? For me, the challenge there are two challenges. Number one is against a good pace bowling attack on a track like this, can India get to a score of 325, 350? Okay, number one. Number two is when India is chasing against strong bowling attack like South Africa, who have 4 frontline wicket-taking bowlers. You have Rabada, you have Marco Jansen, a much improved bowler. You have Gerald Coetzee, and then you have Tabrez
You have
Shamsi, and you have Keshav Maharaj. You have
you
five
also and you also
five
have got
bowlers.
NGD, though I don't know whether NGD will.
Yeah, and Giddy may or may not play, depends on the combination and
Yeah,
the condition. And India has to chase 315, 320, 325. India 2 down for 50 odd. Rohit Sharma, Virat Kohli back in the pavilion. Can
Whether
India
the
win
rest
from
of
there?
them do it.
Can this generation win it for India or not? Can Shubman Gill step up? Can Shreyas Iyer, Surya Kumar Yadav, or Hardik Pandya, or Ravindra Jadeja can win the game for you? That is India's biggest challenge. India has not done that before. Whenever India has chased, which has seldom happened, 300 plus, it's always been either Rohit Sharma or Virat Kohli. And one can go through the stats to figure that out. Seldom one has seen the youngsters win the match for India. I want to see that happen.
And what's the second challenge you were saying?
This is my second one. The first one, as I said, is to setting a target.
Setting
So if
a
India can get to
target.
350 plus, and because the kind of bowling attack India has, India will win most of the games quite easily.
So let me tell our viewers we are 185 for one now. Yes, it's 30th over 29.1 overs, and as Sabha said, there's a likelihood of us getting to 400 today, probably the first 400 of the World Cup.
Yeah, strong
Yes,
possibility.
and we'll also have to wait and see where the century number 49
49 for
comes.
Virat Kohli and Shubman Gill. How many? Maybe he's
I'll
first
have
in the
to-
World Cup.
In the World Cup, definitely first in the World Cup. So yeah, there we are. We come back to you at the end of the innings. Thanks for watching.